Hello, welcome back to the channel. So, I had an idea of soloing the Equilibrium dungeon, and I wanted to try it in a new kind of style. So, that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be in the same style of, like, gameplay and then narrator on top of it. So, hopefully that works. This is the first video that I'm going to do like this. So, it may be a bit iffy and not polished, but hopefully the more I do this kind of video, the more polished and better it will look. So thank you, and let's start off. And starting off the dungeon, I forgot to turn my HUD back on. After turning that back on, we can actually start by running up these cliffs past these guys. You don't actually have to fight these guys, which is a good thing because zoom right past them, no big deal. As that guy pushes me. This area is the first encounter of the dungeon, and we start off by killing that guy, then this guy. Then we go up to this ship, try to board it, but it doesn't let us. And the first encounter actually officially starts once you activate that, and these guys will spawn. Once you kill them, this Cabal ship drops and has that guy in it. Once he spawns in, you come over to this antenna trying to bait out a specific attack. Now, baiting this attack out can be difficult, to say the least, because then you have to manipulate the AI of that stupid dude, and he, for some reason in this section, just did not want to come up the stupid ramp. The dog did, but then he finally comes up, and this is the attack that he wants, that you want to bait out and then activate the antenna, which then it didn't work, because somehow I broke it. I really didn't. I really don't know what happened there. It was weird. I've never had this happen before doing this dungeon at all. He does it a second time, which thankfully works properly. We destroy the antenna, and then we go to these motorcycles, which we have to grab fonts of darkness, which one of them starts right here, right here, 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 down here, then through this cave, and then finally the last one that we need right here. Once we collect enough of those fonts to get Shadow Novus, our grenade turns into a Taken grenade, which then we can use to bait out the same attack that destroyed the antennas on the apprentices. This one that's going to be showing up, this one, use the grenade, and then he is now weak. Once we kill him, Cabal dropships will show up, which will drop behemoths. This combination of mechanics is the rest of this encounter. Use your Taken grenade to take out the apprentices. Once the apprentices die, kill the Briggs. During this section, you do have to be careful. Stay on the outside. Otherwise, this will happen. When this happened, I could only sit there and laugh and stare at the screen for a good couple minutes. I warned myself of it, and yet it happened. Because I died there, I had to do everything that I just described over again. So I'm just going to cut it out so you guys don't have to see it again. And there's me clapping at myself for being stupid. So once we get back to this section, then we start the process all over again of baiting out that attack, destroying the apprentice, them summoning the Briggs, and then killing the Briggs. we just did in the last area, but in a different way that is more interesting and probably built better, and I really like it. It helps that he has two purple lightsabers, and this boss is just really cool. This guy is kind of like an upgraded version of the apprentices. We won't have to worry about the apprentices in this encounter, but he's like obviously like an upgraded version of those. He's gonna have the same attack that you can stun him out of and all of that, but we'll get into more mechanics after I get through these doors. Once we get into this door, it's similar to what we did in the last area of we need those darkness fonts, but this time we need a little bit more. So we need a couple fountains. We need to fill that bar, which then will light up what we need to use the shadow grenade on. Once this bar is filled, you will have 3 rooms that each have 3 buttons that you need to use the shadow grenade on, and they are will be highlighted with this kind of taken aura. As you can see, I just lit one, and then you need to light each one. As far as I know, there's no specific orders. You just gotta do it quick enough that they're all connected. Once you do these 3 things, then you will unlock the damage phase. So you go through these doors, and this is where the damage phase takes place. You shoot these electrical panels that are right there, and then there's one directly on the other side, and then you just trip him in there. Once he comes out of this pit, he will glow this weird taken color again, and just like the apprentices, you can use the taken grenade to weaken his shields. Once you do it twice, he'll be damageable. Once damage phase starts, you want to be careful and do as much damage as you can and still be alive at the end of the phase. Otherwise, you'll have to restart this whole encounter, and it takes a good minute just to get to the damage phase. So have a safe damage phase, but do as much as you can. This actually lets me have a longer damage phase than if I were to just drop him into the pits and use my grenade to weaken him. And then, even after all of that, I killed myself with my own grenade, starting the encounter all over again. After that long process of going back through the boss stages and defeating him once again, I am now at the entrance to the next boss fight. I did switch builds for this section, hoping that it does better, and you can see a little bit of it on screen of what I have going. I plant this rally flag, still hopeful that I can do this encounter with this specific build, but little do I know the hell that I am going to go through for this encounter. This boss encounter is probably the worst one of this entire dungeon, and Dredge and Seer can go home with the spikiest cactus he can find. Let me explain what this encounter is all about. So, you have two realms that you are in. You are in the physical normal realm, which we are at now, where the apprentices are, where you have to kill them, and once they die, then you can shoot the orbs that are on the giant stone tablet that was on to my side. Then the second portion is in a taken area. This is where the majority of the complexity is, and where your actions really affect the boss fight. So you can either compel the taken ghost that I had just killed, or you can kill them. If you compel it, then you have a longer phase, but if you kill it, you can do more health or damage to his health bar. I personally prefer to kill one or two and then compel the rest. Now you are going to see a death montage of me trying to do this and then the attempt that was closest to it. So enjoy. After that death, I decided to switch to solar to see if the healing grenades would help. Yeah, it didn't. This is the best attempt that I got. I got him down to half health roughly, but because the pylon turned on behind me, and I vividly remember shutting it off, and it still turned on and killed me, that I legit just stood there for I have no idea how long.